जयपुर वाया कोटा
कृपया ध्यान आपो अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत
Lucknow Junction.
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವರೆ
Hyderabad को 50 एक्सप्रेस পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন कृपया ध्यान दियो
Well, Rajasthan won the toss in Chennai and said we would like to have a bat, but they didn't. They didn't like batting at all today. In fact, the 20 overs have only resulted in 141 runs for the loss of 5 wickets. It was a struggle. This was your Chennai pitch of yore. Back in the day, it was slow, it was tough batting. And for the bowlers, of course, it was a bit of a party. There was 3 wickets for Simarjeet, 2 for Tushar. And Ravindra Jadeja didn't get any wickets, but bowled his 4 overs at a run a ball. So Chennai will take this. Chennai will be happy. Rajasthan perhaps not so much. This is Cricbuzz Live. I'm Gaurav Kapur. With me, Lisa Sthalekar and Shaun Pollock. Lisa, tough batting today.
Yeah, very tough. When you look at what the openers, Butler and Jaiswal, were able to do. And these are 2 guys that go really hard.
Yeah.
And I think Butler was strike rate of 84 by the time he got out. Yeah. Jaiswal tried to kind of up the ante, but they just couldn't get going. And the same could be said for the rest of the batting.
Polly, first of all, obviously, what you make of the surface?
Yeah, rumour has it,
Yes.
that there was a massive gathering of Chennai fans at the groundsman's house not so long ago. And chants of, we want our pitch back, we want our pitch. Well, they've got it back.
They have. They wanted a pitch that plays really slow. And they got it.
They got the chameleon pitch back.
They did. But in fairness, just saying, yes, the pitch was slow. But if you're putting the full tosses away.
But it 100% suits them, and that's what's been their strength over the years, isn't it? I mean, you go around the country and there's some pitches that are pretty similar. But always when you go to Chennai, it's a contrast to most of the other grounds. Like Calcutta used to be, in that period, I think of the mid 2014, 15, 16. It was a difficult pitch to work on. And that's what they need. I mean, when you go to the auction, as a franchise, you kind of select based on what you expect the conditions to be. It didn't get in the first year because of things and,
Right.
playing in different venues. But that's what they're after, and that's when they play their best cricket. That's where they can control the game with people like Jadeja. The seamers are difficult to get away. They can bowl back over length. It gives them a bigger margin for error. And then their batters know how to bat in it. So.
Yeah. I think that's another point that people would say you're saying it's a slow pitch, it's a pitch that's always assisted spinners. But when you looked at that bowling lineup, the wickets have actually come to the quick bowlers. So how do you explain that?
Can't. No, all right. The end, move on. No, look, you go and look firstly where Simarjeet actually bowled the ball, where the lines and lengths. And I was actually surprised when they put the graphic up that his top speed was 146.
Yeah.
So even though the pitch is a little bit slower, just that extra pace, and if you hone in the right areas, you're going to cause problems. So, he was able to bowl a really good spell, but also partnerships as well. If you're not leaking runs from the other end, then your little medium pacer, they may think, okay, hang on, here's the weaker of the 2, let's try and attack him. Doesn't necessarily work. He picks up a
But the conditions are different for the seamers as well, It's like the ball doesn't come on nicely. It sometimes sticks in the surface and you kind of go, and even when you try and whack one over the top, like that 1 wicket he got, if you ever look at the replay, you think, that was a bit of a genuine half volley. That could have gone. But the low nature of it means he can't get the elevation he's after, can't clear mid-off and gets caught. So, I mean, I think they're effective on their surface. And I think they'll be very happy going into the sheds, knowing that they can kind of pace this chase. They don't almost need to be too hard, although they do prefer to go harder, set it up, and then get over the line.
Yeah, when you look at the innings progression, you see that Rajasthan just never got going. And that's what you do. When you get a 140 score, you've never got going. But especially that 7 to 10 phase, geez, that was really put the brakes on there. Both the openers left at that time. So even though they were there for the power play, it couldn't account for much. It was 42. And then that phase is slow. The next one as well, Lisa. So this is what you expect, right? It's just slow right through.
Yeah, it was a bit of a grind, wasn't it, for the Rajasthan batters. And I think the fact that both openers survived the power play, I think it's maybe the third time they've only done that in this tournament.
Yeah, second or third, yeah.
So the fact that they were there and they thought, right, we've got to go hard, we've got to try and post, 180 or something, and then both fell, then there was no doubt messages being sent back. Okay, let's see if we can get to a 160. We know that scores in the past, the old Chennai pitch, you get to that 160 mark, that might be good enough. But losing both of them, no one really going on a really difficult pitch is hard.
And if you had said to them last night, listen, I tell you what, with the two personnel that got the top of the order, you're not going to lose a wicket in the power play. They would have gone, yes, we'll have at least 60, 70 on the board. If we don't lose a wicket, it was just difficult. And then what happens is, once the power play is completed, you think, well, when the other bowlers come after the power play, that's when we'll cash in. They try and cash in, 2 down for 19.
Mm-hmm. Good point, because there were 3 of the overs in the power play were bowled by Tikshana, so they weren't getting anything during the power play. They were really struggling. It was a grind. But Chennai will be very happy. They'll take this. This is the last game that they're playing at home and against Rajasthan batting lineup that has managed to get a lot of runs on the board. Chennai bowlers will be happy with this report card of the Chennai batters when you see it. Josh Buttler doesn't play 4 overs and go for less than a run a ball. He's done that today. He's batted 25 balls and got 21. Meanwhile, Yashasvi's batted 21 and got 24. Sanju Samson is under 100. Riyan Parag, of course, got runs today, as did Jurel. So that partnership, perhaps, Lisa, has taken them to even 140, because at one time it looked like Chennai may be chasing less than a run a ball.
Yeah, I think when we were there at the com box, it was Samson and Parag both in. So they're 2 leading run scorers, and you thought, okay, if these 2 could put a partnership, but Sanju Samson couldn't go. Thank goodness Jurel coming back in, he was able to keep it going, and we saw Parag play some really expansive shots, but the problem was it was a 6 or a 4, and then there was plenty of dots. There wasn't the rotation of strike, and sometimes when a pitch is difficult, you just find a way to get up the other end, right? It's easier to face the bowlers when you're up the other end.
And that was what Conway was so good at last year. I mean, yes, some good striking, but the rotation is something that, because you play so much there, you get adept at doing. You're just like, boof, boof, we keep it ticking over, whereas they couldn't do that today. I'm also fascinated to see who the impact sub's going to be. Whether they're going to have communication in that Rajasthan camp about which was more difficult to deal with, which work they felt like they could get out to. And is it going to be pace or is it going to be speed?
What do you think, Burger or Maharaj?
I think they actually might go Burger, because, I mean, we talk about who picked up the wickets, and I think his pace, if he bowls with good control at that pace, I think it could be difficult to get away. But, we'll definitely get a feel for how they think the surface played by who they go for.
The cook or the food? Who do they go for? The Maharaj or the Burger? It'll be interesting, because the Quicks got all 5 wickets for Chennai, but the spinners kept it tight. So it'll be interesting to see who they bring out. Advantage? Would you say advantage Chennai? Easy as that, or just a really good bowling lineup will say, or challenge accepted?
70-30 Chennai.
70-30 Chennai. For you?
Don't go with my predictions at this stage. Okay, 75-25. I think it's firmly in their hands. I think the pressure for them has been how they apply themselves up front, and this kind of just takes the pressure off to say, hey, you know what, if you have a look for maybe 2 or 3 balls, that's fine. And then you can play.
Because they've got enough time today to do it. Well, we don't have a lot of time because, doubleheader Super Sundays are like that. It's game after game. The second game today being played in Bangalore is between Delhi and, of course, the home team Bangalore. Both these teams have had a late surge in the tournament and are looking to make a solid dent towards that qualification. Just a week to go in this league phase, and both are still alive. Both want to win. It's also raining. In case the game gets called off, that's 1 point. It's not good for Bangalore. Possibly mean bye-bye for them, because they can only get to 13 then. So that won't be good for them. Delhi, well, if Chennai loses today, Delhi won't mind that 1 point. But, well, it looks like it's loaded in Chennai's favour right now. So Delhi will want to play and, try to go for the win and see if they can land up at 16. So it's interesting. But for Delhi, of course, the biggest dent that has happened even before the game is that their captain Rishabh Pant has got a 1-match ban for slow over rates. So he won't be playing in Bangalore today, which means that Akshar Patel will be captaining. And the heat will be on him. So we thought he'd require some jaldi cooling. So we've got some coolest advice for him, powered by Crompton Air Coolers, Jaldi Cooling. Polly, I think the question here is that for Akshar, big game to come in, big game to captain. He has done that before, that's not a problem. But in terms of batting, now with Rishabh Pant not there, what do you see his role being? Because batting-wise, he hasn't had the best tournament. One good innings, 150. Otherwise, he's just all around 20s.
Yeah, from an all-rounder, you'd kind of want more, wouldn't you? But I think with this change of the impact sub, it's kind of maybe robbed him of the extra opportunity every once in a while, you know, where the responsibility would be on his shoulders to get a score. Because they can just put that extra little guy in and you just slide that a little bit further, you get that little less opportunity. And I don't think he would have enjoyed that personally. You know, as an all-rounder, I would have hated it if I batted at 7 and then every time we came to bat, there was someone who went up ahead of me and they ended up only coming at 8 and you get less chance. So, yeah, I think he's just got to try and obviously go to the basic principles of how he plays his best cricket in the pressure situations, watching the ball, all those kind of things. But I think with the extra pressure of the captaincy on his shoulders, he'll be dead keen to shoulder that responsibility and maybe have a word with the management like, hey, I'm going now.
Yeah.
Don't keep pushing me down this order.
I mean, he has batted at 3 and got that 60 odd. I think also, but I think the biggest impact has been the impact sub from a bowling point of view as well. His strike rate from a batting point of view, 126, which isn't ideal given when he's not batting up the order, he's coming in right at the end and expecting to go really big. So I think for him, this is a good chance just to kind of stamp his authority because for Team India, he's going to be required to score some runs right at the back end.
Yep.
So, you know, whilst he's trying to get first and foremost, his team across the line tonight, no doubt there'll be some part in the back of his mind going, I need to start feeling a little bit good. I mean, he may be feeling really good and this is it, T20 cricket, you get a great delivery or you get 3 deliveries and you haven't got much time to do things. So this is a big game for him as an individual.
He's also played for the RCB, huh?
Akshar, Punjab, yes. No, not RCB.
No.
Punjab and Delhi.
Okay. I thought I remembered him playing there for a season.
We'll just have a look. But would you see him slotting into Rishabh's position today? If there's no Rishabh, you know, senior, I'm the captain, just slip in that position?
Yeah, could be. Could be. I mean, you take on that responsibility of them saying, okay, well, we don't have our experienced international campaigner to go in that position. You be the man. You take the reins from the front and see what damage you can do. Nice place to get an opportunity.
Yeah.
That ground can be a beauty if they do get on. And also maybe if it's curtailed and there's a slightly shorter game, you know, that affects things as well. You can go in with a free mindset about not worried about how many overs you have to bat, but just going and expressing himself.
All right, we have a few pieces of advice that have come in from some of the fans as well. Let's have a look at what they are. These are our winners for today. Let's bring them up on the screen. Okay, here's Meena D'Souza who says, to control Fraser McGurk, Bengaluru should bring spinners in the power play to control him before he gets his momentum. Bring Karan Sharma in the power play. Okay.
Not bad.
Good shout. All right.
Worth a try.
Yeah.
Komudi says, in a must-win game, Bengaluru shouldn't tinker with their playing 11. Let Patidar take on spinners and King Kohli will coolly handle the rest. Which is the Pacers. The rest. All right, yeah, well, the spinners, well, there's Kuldeep and Akshar, so there's a bit to handle there as well. Do we have another one? No? All right, these are our 2 winners. So congratulations to both of you. You get goodie bags from Crompton Air Coolers, and the rest of you can send some cool advice as well and get some of these goodie bags. That was our coolest advice, powered by Crompton Air Coolers. #Jaldi Cooling. All right, so Chennai have to get just a smidge over 7 and over to get the very important 2 points and make sure that they do their qualifying chances a world of good and win today. So, they'll be trying to do that. Advantage to Chennai, as both Lisa and Polly say. But who is advantage to in power play? I don't even know what English that was. But, what are your power play guesses?
Polly, you go. Pick your number.
Okay, they've got to go hard. They've got 49.
49.
They're going to go hard. They're going to go 49.
Yeah, but on that surface, you can't go hard, I don't think. So I think 49.
49 is good. Come on.
53.
53. Nandre Berger is in for Dhruv Jurel. Just got to know, so I thought I'd share that information with you. Doesn't really do anything to the score guessing, but okay. Do you think I should go lower? 53. They have a Roche ball. Oh, yeah. Think about it. If they get Gaikwad early today, could be. I love that we're discussing it. This game's not started, so we can have a bit of a discussion. My heart is saying 58.
Whoa.
Mind is saying 42.
Remember what happens when you start playing with you second guess your number? It comes up, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. You go 40. I'm going to say 43. Going low. 43.
He's lowballing it.
Yeah, I've gone with my mind and not my heart. It has never worked out.
Oh.
But maybe today it will. You never know. You never know. Maybe today it will. All right, well, that's all we have time for. We got to go. We are going to see you at the end of the 10th over with Cricbuzz Combox. So do join us then. Right now is all we have time for on Cricbuzz Live. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.
Jaipur via Kota.
कृपया ध्यान आपको अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವರೆ
Hyderabad को 50 एक्सप्रेस পরবর্তী স্টেশন नेताजी भवन कृपया ध्यान दें